Do you remember that one night when we fell in love and what we had felt so right? Cause we had trust, now it's drowning in our lives. I know we're broken up, you know the feelings deep inside. So what's real, what we've been through? I miss you, and you can't lie, you miss me too. If I roll through, put you in the mood.
So if you're an Aaliyah fan like I am, I have another exciting video for you. This is going to be about Aaliyah and Damon Dash and Jay-Z. So without further more to say, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell post notifications so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. Let's get into today's video. I watched the whole interview with Damon Dash talking about Aaliyah. I watched a couple of them, but one in particular that just resurfaced for me on TikTok was the one of him talking about juicier things. We're just gonna say that. So I heard it, but I didn't know if I heard it correctly. Damon Dash has been speaking out a lot about Miss Aaliyah. It's getting to the point where basically he's just telling us everything we want to know, or everything we were thinking. But basically in this video, he was talking about how he got at Aaliyah after he figured out who she was and how she has so many different looks. She was just so beautiful. She looked like a different person each time he saw her. It's speculations that Aaliyah is the cause of. This is stuff I already knew. None of this is new to me. It's just more of him really explaining, like basically dropping the tea on him and Aaliyah. It was also said that Aaliyah was going on dates with both of Jay-Z and Damon Dash. I already knew that. Personally, I feel like Aaliyah was sleeping with Jay-Z. And Jaguar Wright said the same thing. So, listen, Jaguar Wright has been in the industry. So, she just helps my theories out a lot. Basically, Aaliyah was going on dates with Damon and Jay-Z, leading them both on, making one think that they were going to get with her and this and that. Damon also claimed that she wasn't the type to just let anybody smash. After he made that clear, basically he was saying how because she wasn't letting just anybody in, everybody was making a bet basically to see who could sleep with Aaliyah first. They were acting like a bunch of fish getting fed. They were acting like a bunch of kids. It even talks about it a little bit in her Loose Rap song. But I always knew that her album speaks about real life situations that she went through. And I try to tell people this all the time, but they're just like, oh, she was just singing. She didn't even write them, so they don't mean anything. They mean a lot, and she chose her songs wisely. Songs that represented her, movies that represented her, everything. She wasn't just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll sing that song, whatever, it's cute. No, she's gonna be like, yeah, this song suits me. So I definitely think her last album speaks a lot about her relationship with Damon Dash, Jay-Z. I think it speaks a lot about her life, and that's why I love it so much, because she lets us in a little bit without actually saying it's about her. She even said, actually, that it did reflect some things in her life. Anyways, after everybody was betting to see who could get with Aaliyah first or sleep with her, to be exact, Aaliyah fell for Damon. And Damon said that Jay-Z was bitter about that. And of course he would be. They were best friends. Jay-Z really liked her. And his best friend ended up snatching her away, taking her attention. But you can't blame Damon all alone. You have to blame Aaliyah too. That was really foul. But I kind of understand why she did it. That's another video. And I think it includes Beyonce. But we're just going to zip it until that video. And then it was said, basically, after Aaliyah chose Dame, Jay-Z wasn't really happy about that, and he doesn't like to lose, basically. Clearly, he takes action. Like I said before, I'm starting to think Jay actually has something to do with Aaliyah. I never thought I would say that. I never thought I would go that route. I still think it's her uncle, and I'm also starting to rethink that Damon having something to do with it. I don't know what's going on with me. Somebody wake me up. But truthfully, I think Damon is really trying to tell us what happened without saying too much. And if Jay-Z did have something to do with it, he wouldn't be able to speak out because Jay-Z has a lot of money. I'm pretty sure that's why Damon Dash is not mentioning Jay-Z as bad as he wants to. After Aaliyah decided to choose Damon over Jay-Z, Damon spilled some crazy beans. Hey, we didn't even have to know that. I mean, it's obvious, but we didn't have to know that. But I ain't complaining. He revealed that Aaliyah finally decided to give it up to him, basically. Aww. He talks about how they were at a 4th of July party that they attended, which I'm guessing is this one right here, because he said attended as if they went to somebody else's 4th of July party. I think they threw their own, like some weeks or a week before she, you know what I'm saying? But I think it was this time where that might have happened. Of course, I'm trying to find that out. I don't care. Like, it's interesting. But he said that they were at this 4th of July party. And for some odd reason that night, he was just really funny to her. And she was just really attracted to everything he was doing that night. And so eventually, they all ended up in the same house. Damon, Aaliyah, and Jay-Z. There's even a picture of them together, which is really crazy. And clearly through those photos, you could see that she was not only on Jay, but she was on Damon too. And you could tell she took a liking to Damon through these photos. It's not hard to see. And we can also see jealous Jay-Z in the background. He said that they all ended up in the same house and how him and Aaliyah eventually went upstairs. And they did some things. Some adult things. I didn't think Aaliyah was capable of that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But they went upstairs, did what they did, and Damon came downstairs and he seen Jay-Z and he said it happened. But he didn't necessarily tell Jay-Z that it happened with Aaliyah. They said that though Jay-Z found out through that 4th of July party though. And from there, Dame said that he knew that Jay-Z would make things hard for him, given the fact that Damon had, you know what I'm saying, smashed our girl. Even though Jay-Z had a thing for Aaliyah and he was trying to get with her as well. Damon claims he didn't know. Jay-Z was mad about the situation. And Jay felt like Damon had betrayed him. But the friendship ended eventually after that. And I always knew that Aaliyah was the cause of their breakup. You know, they always tried to blame it on business and partnership, whatever. It had nothing to do with that. It was Aaliyah, which is crazy. I was just saying to myself, how could one girl do this to two guys or multiple guys? What was she doing to them? I know she was beautiful, slim, rich, successful, but what was she doing to make these men fall in love? But not only the end of their friendship, it was the end of their business partnership. Like, Aaliyah ended business with these dudes. Like, that's how obsessed they was over Aaliyah. They were crazy. Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs over Aaliyah. Of course, Jaguar Wright called it before any of this. Her and Wendy know some things. And I just wish Wendy Williams' show wasn't gone and she wasn't where she is right now. She was speaking facts. And at first, I'm like, dang, she down on my girl. I don't even like this woman. But whole time, I think she was telling the truth. And Jaguar Wright is very blunt. She was like, Aaliyah, Jay-Z. She was Jay-Z. This is where Beyonce comes in at. It said that Beyonce felt some type of way. I already knew this. I tried to speak about this and people didn't believe me. They were like, Beyonce, there's no way she's jealous of Aaliyah. Beyonce had a better voice. At the time, Aaliyah was the most successful. Let's just put that out there, okay? We're not talking about today. We're talking about back then. Aaliyah was popping. Beyonce didn't like that. That was jealousy. That was envy. And I feel like that pain stuck with Beyonce even to this day. And I still think she's throwing shade towards Aaliyah. Another video is coming up soon. Stay tuned, subscribe, turn on your bell post notifications. Not long after Aaliyah chose Damon, Beyonce and Jay-Z started dating, but Jay-Z wasn't quite yet over Aaliyah. What I'm getting from that is he just has some unfinished business, and that's where Aaliyah is where she is today. Because Jay-Z couldn't set his pride aside and just take that L. But I do think Aaliyah would still be here. She would have just went with Jay-Z. Unfortunately, like, she chose the wrong dude, and It shouldn't even be that she had to choose the right dude to stay here. It was just a smarter move because look where Jay-Z is and where Damon is. Do y'all think Damon Dash is telling the truth? Do you think he had anything to do with Aaliyah's demise? Definitely let me know because I'm starting to rethink my decision on thinking he has something to do with it. I don't know. He seems to really be wanting to mention Jay-Z and Hype Williams and all them. I don't know. And my sister made a good point. She was like, if he really had involvement, would he really be speaking out about this if he had dirt to his name? That is a good point. It's a really good point. So, is Damon telling the truth? I would love to interview him. Maybe further down the future, but Dame said Aaliyah finally gave it up. That's what I want to do this video on. Like, Aaliyah, that just made me fall in love with her even more, too. She was just living life. And we are all young. And we do things. But she makes me want to be in a relationship. Like, I don't know. I feel like they had a fairy tale. I do still think that he didn't really... Like, he was a cheater. That's just how I feel. But Damon just spilling everything. He just had to tell us that he hit that. Damon been speaking out a lot for him to be saying he respects the family for not speaking out. And so he follows in their lead and not speak out. But he just told us he smashed at a 4th of July party. Our girl, Damon. At this point, you might as well just tell it all. Come on with it. We ain't even mad. Come on with it. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I think it was this one. I don't know. It could have been this one, but I'm guessing it was this one. Because he said she decided to finally give it up. But by this time, I already think they were dating. So, of course, she probably was sleeping around with him. And she was talking about how she was trying to, she was on her way back home. And she was trying to get a little waxy. I needs to pamper her.
Little waxy. You know, pamper her. I got to pamper her. Her has to be pampered.
That was for Damon. We all know that. Like, that's how I know. I'm like, yeah, she doing something. That's just things you do when you're, you know what I'm saying. So, I already knew. It's just kind of shocking he confirmed that they were, it's just interesting facts. So, thank you, Damon. Keep talking, because I'm loving this. I want to know more. He is still being respectful. He doesn't want to talk too much, but, I mean, somehow, some way, it's still rolling off his tongue. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Stay crazy. And let me know what kind of videos y'all want to see.
They were both actively trying to win her attention.
Yes, and the thing about Aaliyah was like every time I saw her, she looked different. So she had different looks every time, and I was like, who the fuck is that? And I realized it was Aaliyah, and then I just threw my A game. And then, you know, I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well.
Even when they both knew that the other was trying to get at her. Yeah, two friends going crazy over the same girl is the situation that never ends well, because we've seen this sort of thing happen one too many times. Well, it didn't take long before they started getting jealous of each other, and it didn't help because Aaliyah used to go on dates with both men.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah, obviously.
Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, you know, she'll go to dinner with a but she wasn't going to just be smashing.
So Dame basically confirmed that Aaliyah wasn't sleeping with any of the men that she was going out with, and this led to several bets of who could smash first. This sounds like one of them high school movies from the 2000s, but I think it was pretty smart of her to not do the nasty with just anyone, because we all know how unforgiving the industry can be to women if they think that she has been with multiple men. We've seen it happen one too many times, even with Lori Harvey, so Aaliyah made the right call to not jump into bed with just anybody. She even talked about this in her song Loose Rap Rap, where she said, "Too many times you guys will come step to me. I guess you call yourself booking me. Now do I look easy? But it never hurts to try. I just might let you call me." Some quick vocals. But anyways, Aaliyah started to pay more attention to Dame, and Jay-Z did not like this.
But like,
was he bitter?
Obviously. Yeah, he felt the way.
We all know that Jay-Z does not like to lose, but things got even worse when Aaliyah finally decided to do the deed with Dame. Even though Dame didn't exactly tell Jay-Z that he had been the one who finally slept with Aaliyah, Jay-Z found out because it happened at a 4th of July party that they all attended.
We were both going hard. And we ended up in the same house 4th of July. So for some reason this day.
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house.
Yeah, like I was just everything I was saying was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was like, and I remember coming downstairs, like, you know, it happened. He was like.
Listen, Dame also revealed that he knew that Jay-Z was going to make things hard for him because he was super mad.
You know, it happened. He was like. So, you know, this is gonna be hard for me because he was like, because his friends were laughing at him.
Well, Jay-Z couldn't get over this because he felt like Dame had betrayed him, and this eventually led to the total breakdown of their friendship as well as their business partnership. Now, this isn't the first time that someone started speaking about this because you know who, Miss Jaguar Wright, also spoke on this a couple of months ago. One thing about Miss Jaguar is that she is somehow always having the tea on everybody in Hollywood, and people have also wondered how she got to have the tea. Well, anyway, she revealed that Aaliyah was the reason that Damon and Jay-Z fell out.
I think everybody that knows Sean Carter knows that he will slump anyone in any relationship for $1. Look at how he did Dame. Like, I don't give a if you wanted to get away from your homie, if you wanted to get away from your partner, but to do it the way he did it, it's malicious. But maybe that was because he was the girl that didn't want you.
So it looked like Dame was telling the truth about the situation, but there is one part that he didn't talk about, and that's the fact that Beyonce felt the type of way about Jay-Z's obsession with Aaliyah. Now, Beyonce and Jay-Z started dating not long after all this transpired, but he wasn't over Aaliyah yet. So Beyonce basically had to compete with his obsession, and it ultimately led to her feeling jealous of Aaliyah. Not only was Jay-Z still into Aaliyah, but Aaliyah was also the biggest female star at the time, so it was especially hard for Beyonce. Now, Dame's revelations has people talking, and they're saying a lot of different reactions. People have left comments saying, first and foremost, Dame was cuter. Second, was a complete waste of time and didn't even want to go public. That's not the level of commitment Aaliyah was looking for. And she herself said it, do I look easy? Aaliyah was so unprotected. All these grown men salivating over someone so young and out of their place in life. Now her memory gets brought back up on which man wanted her to polish their pee-pee. Okay. And Dame Dash discussing Aaliyah in the way he is right now around the anniversary of her last album was a choice. It's never about how much of an influence she was and how her art and fashion transcended time. It's always some ish trying to get back at Jay-Z. Pathetic. Yeah, it's all very crazy, right? But what do y'all think about all this? Do you think that Dame is just trying to start some unnecessary drama to get back at Jay-Z?
Do you remember that one night when we fell in love? What we had felt so right.